Hello, my name is Wanda Cherry, and I just want to share some things with you today. I have some problems going on in my life that you may be going through, or perhaps you know a friend or a relative that is going through the same thing that I'm going through. Um, I want to be more specific with you. I'm having problems with a loan modification. I first bought my house many years ago and everything was going fine. But I got ill at work. I contracted Legionnaire's disease at work. That led to a series of illnesses. So I have several compound illnesses now. And as a result, I was off from work for 3 years. And during those 3 years, because I lost over $200,000 in income, I was forced to take out the second mortgage on the house. Otherwise, I may not be in the situation, which is, I guess, neither here or there in some ways. But I wasn't being frivolous when I borrowed the money. It was a necessity in order for me to live. And at that time, I knew that the mortgage companies didn't care if I lived or died. And I'm still getting that feeling now. I'm feeling that they are trying to force me into going into foreclosure. I think that's what's happening with a lot of people in America. My neighborhood has over 500 houses in foreclosure. My loan was sold and resold several times, and eventually I ended up with ASC. That stands for America's Servicing Company. Now they're part of Wells Fargo. Their CEO is John Stumpf, Stumph. I've tried speaking with them on several occasions in regards to a loan modification, and I'm going to tell you some of the problems that I've run into. Basically, you transfer from person to person, given a runaround, and the progress that I did make, eventually I ended up being told that I was not eligible for a loan remodification. I wasn't a good candidate. The reason being that they claimed that my debt was too high compared to my income. Well, that's ironic because more than 5/7 of my debt results from more than 5/7 of the debt that I have comes from my property and related expenses. For example, the property taxes, the loan payments, the earthquake insurance, the regular property insurance, those kind of things. So there isn't room for any variance. For example, if I need to buy medicine or anything, there's nothing left over, no room for emergencies. Now, ASC tells me that having a car or having credit card bills are luxuries. And I don't feel that having a car in America, especially in Los Angeles County, is a luxury. Especially if you're talking about a subcompact, very thrifty little model. It's necessary to get back and forth to work. I've tried sending partial payments to ASC, and what I was told was that they don't accept partial payments. If I send a partial payment or give them a partial payment, they will not apply it to the balance I owe them. They will set it aside in a special account, and later on when I get the rest of the money, then they would apply it at that time. So it does me no good to even try to give them money. I feel that they're being very unreasonable because it's a lot easier to modify my bills, etc., if they would lower their payments. I have a first and a second, but if they know that that first and second totals more than 5/7 of my income, there's not a lot that I can do. I do need to eat, I do need to take medication, and I do need to have enough money to provide transportation. Those are necessities for me. The second company with whom I have the second mortgage is HFC. It stands for Household Finance Corporation, and they're a subsidiary of HSBC. Their CEO is Brendan McDonough. Been unsuccessful trying to reach him as well, but tried sending emails, etc. And I think they've probably blocked the email addresses, is what I'm starting to believe, for higher executives. Anyway, in short, I was told by them that they are not required to follow any government rules or regulations in regards to lending. I sent paperwork to start the request for a modification, and initially I was told that they didn't get the paperwork, so I sent it again. In fact, I sent it 4 more times. When I called back, they told me they didn't receive anything at all. I pressured them because I said, well, I've been sent 5 times now. Then they told me, well, we received it, but it was illegible. So that same day, we sent by next day mail a letter with all the documents, so that way they couldn't say they were illegible. In the end, basically, they still denied the application for the same reasons as ASC said, which was you have too much debt and you need to go to a credit consumer, a credit counseling location. I tried that. I talked to a credit bureau agency, and basically what I was told is that it's not your credit card debt that's too high, it's that your house payment is too high, which concurs exactly with my feelings. I think it's unreasonable to expect somebody to lower 2/7 of a salary when they're still taking their 5/7. And I think it's unfair for them to assume that I would not pay my car note or I would not pay the credit cards so that they can get their money. It almost reminds me of a rat that's just hoarding back their share of the money and not willing to give in and help somebody to get through whatever it is they're going through. I've explained to them that recently there have been a lot of things that are very difficult in my life. I've been through 2 of the fires in California here within a 6-week period. There's a lot of things that are going on. And I think I'm basically like a lot of you are. You have things going on in your life. And I think that these companies need to stop acting like everything comes out on paper and the person shouldn't be looked at. They're looking at a bunch of numbers. They're not thinking about what the person is, what the person does. None of that is taken into account. If you don't fit into their little formula, then you're no good and you don't work. I'd like to know, why did we give all this money to all these companies to help do loan modifications if nobody seems to be willing to do them? I know that I'm not the only person that's having this problem, and I think that more of you need to take the gauntlet up and start writing to not only the presidents of or CEOs of whoever these companies are, but you need to start writing to your congressman, which in my case I've done, which is Brad Sherman. You need to start writing to your governor, which in my case I've also done, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And you need to contact President-elect Obama. You need to do whatever it is you need to do. But don't sit back and think that some company is going to help do it for you and get it done correctly. Don't sit back and not check on things and think that everything is going okay. You are going to have to do it yourself. And I'm asking you to help me do it also. Obviously, I wouldn't be on this message if it wasn't about that also. So the numbers that you see on the screen, please call them. Help me out. Call them and tell them exactly how you feel about the situation. And that it's really not fair, because I really feel like most Americans are hardworking people. We do not deserve this crap that they're giving us. Thank you.